Hey, if this is your first time seeing my face or the millionth, I am telling you again that my name is Shayna and I am initiated priestess of Mami Wata Evle Budun, which is the healing tradition of West Africa that my ancestors practiced before the great, what they call Ma'afa, which is the transition from West Africa to the diaspora. And I'm here to give you a new moon in Leo energy reading. I'm going to be 100% completely honest. I am a bit tired, a little exhausted. I have done a bunch of ritual for the circle, which is a 10-week intensive on timeline jumping. And today was our opening circle. And so, all of you spiritual practitioners know what it takes to truly hold space and open up a circle for folks, especially on a very, very auspicious day. And also in my personal life, there have been a few endearing losses as well. And so doing the work to usher those spirits into their new reality, right? From physical form into what we call in voodoo, where they have closed their mouths physically, right? So um, moving from this physical reality in back into the spiritual realm is and can be a shock, sometimes difficult, sometimes painful. This is why there are times that we have ghosts or we have those who linger in the earthly realm in confusion because that transition was not made clear for them, and for whatever reason they're clinging. So didn't think that I would go into that at this present moment, but this is the reason that my physical body is not feeling the most bubbly and spontaneous that you normally see. It is because of those two things. Number one, opening up space for those in the circle is very, very important. Any circle that I gather includes many, many, many ancestors, generations that come forth in order to be healed through those who are living in the present. And so those who have signed up for the circle are regaining alignment to their destiny, to their higher selves, to their own intuitive gifts, and to the desires of their heart. So I opened that up today, as well as grieving, mourning, and holding space for those that I loved who had family members who transitioned. All right. So, in this new moon in Leo, I remember 2 weeks ago, like if you didn't watch it, then you should go back to 2 weeks ago because it was like the full moon. And in the full moon in Capricorn, I remember distinctly Spirit asking all those who listened how they can boss up, right? And so now as we transition, you've had 2 weeks to be like, now what I need to do to boss up? What is it that I'm like trying to leave on the fray about who and what I am? Now this Leo full moon is asking you to fully activate that truth within yourself, right? So I'm gonna pull cards. Normally I ask certain questions that I write down, but for this uh, new moon, I feel like we can ask intuitively again, how do we bring forth with a lot of confidence, a lot of power and clarity, because that's what Leos hold, right? There are Leos that are shy, right? There are Leos that are gregarious, right? There are all of these different types of people, but the one things that we know about Leos that they really, really, really are the champions of the sun, right? They're champions of courage. They face courage, or they face fears and still walk through them courageously. And so those are the questions that we're going to be asking intuitively. If you have cards, you can use them. If not, the questions that I ask, you can just ask your own spirit. And I'm telling you, you will get a very clear answer, as long as you don't try to cling or try to control what comes through that pen. Just let it flow and let it fly. All right. So the first question I'm going to ask the spirits who know us and love us, please speak to us in a language that we understand. What is it that we can learn in this era of bossing up that we perhaps did not learn in the previous 2 weeks? Of course, we get an ace, right? Aces are all about a brand new frame of mind. So, our brand new frame of mind deals with our routine, right? It not just coins, a lot of times people think of as money, but what I'm getting through this is about routine. This is about starting a whole new system for yourself, right? So you imagined yourself bossing up. You felt what it would feel like to be the boss of your work, or in your relationship, or what have you, just having that total confidence where you didn't have any doubt, right? But you failed perhaps to create a new routine. And so Spirit is asking you to perhaps look a little bit at what your daily routines are like. What is your rhythm really like? Start to imagine what that life really looks like for you on a day-to-day basis. And then implement one small practice. Right. So this isn't a surprise to me, because again, I just started the circle. The circle is asking us to just read a certain book every single day and just to lock in on that routine. So anytime you have the ace of coins, you're looking at the ways that you can practically create something new. Right? The ways that perhaps if you were not dealing in your finances correctly in the past, now perhaps you just put a little bit of money away, a little bit more in that 401k, a little bit more in something that will grow for you. Perhaps you wake up and instead of having coffee, you have something with mushrooms in order to enliven your day. Maybe these are just little small steps that you need to take before you go to bed, so that your next day is a lot smoother and has a much more flow. Or perhaps you're imagining something that is so big, right, that you do have to begin to plan little by little what it is that you need to do in order to move yourself forward. And so in that transformation, you have to begin to make those initial steps. So Spirit is asking you to please begin to consider what those initial steps are to move you towards you bossing up, right? So the second question, in order to completely embody our new boss status, what is it that we need to know in order to embody this Leo full moon, new moon, excuse me, I always get them mixed up, new moon energy? What is it we need to fully embody? Three of Wands. Move. Stop thinking about the past. Ooh, stop thinking about the past. That ladder, right? Know that you are evolving. Know that you are moving yourself forward. Know that as you create these new routines, Spirit is lifting you to new heights, right? Also, this is a Wands card. This is about your spirit. This is about you moving and evolving spiritually in a way that you haven't before. Now, spirituality can seem very vague. I don't know, it's the woo stuff. I'm not sure. This is about your gifts. right? This is about who and what you know intuitively that you don't need to explain to anybody. This is you moving away from old habits and not listening in the way that you used to and getting yourself into trouble. And this is your way of saying, oh, I can start to create like really practical routines where I can elevate myself spiritually. And as I elevate myself spiritually, new things begin to come into fruition and new things begin to come into my life, right? So the new moon, again, although it's in Leo and all these different signs, every single month you have this chance with the new moon to begin new routines again, to plant new seeds. And Spirit is asking you with much courage, stop worrying about the past, right? And allow Spirit to move you to the next and higher level through these very, very small and practical new routines that you've thought of or that you have imagined, but not yet implemented, right? They're ready for you to implement them so that you can go to the next level. So whether that's a meditation practice, a yoga practice, familiarizing or reading certain books like we're doing with the circle, whether that's taking a walk every single day and just speaking to your guides, whether that's setting up a small altar to your ancestors, and even if you're making a small altar to your childhood self, right? Maybe you find a picture of you where you were just in all your glory. Remember that time that you graduated from kindergarten, right? And you was like, I don't even know what they're giving me this award for, but I'm cute, right? That's the energy that we're talking about. You brand new, you may not know what's even going on, but you are going to face this new reality, this new elevation in this way that says, I get it, I understand, I'm confident in moving up into the next level, right? So what things may be blocking us as we move forward in the next 2 weeks that we would want to be mindful of? Patience. The Temperance card is all about just being patient. Go slow. You're letting the past go. You're starting new conversations with your guides, with your spirit, with your life, with your Ori, right? So have patience with yourself. Don't think that everything is going to happen all at once or that you have to rush yourself again into these new routines or this new elevation. Be patient with yourself bit by bit, because if you are not patient, Spirit is like, that's lack. Anytime that you are experiencing impatience, it's because there's a sense of lack there that doesn't actually exist. All right, I'm going to say that again. Anytime you are experiencing a sense of urgency that is making you anxious and taking you away from the flow of the patience, you are experiencing a lack vibration, right? Thoughts of lack, right? Anytime you just begin to feed yourself and really know that you are moving up and you are elevating in a new way through these small ways that you are implementing this new life and this new boss up life, that's when things are going to begin to open up for you. But be patient with yourself. With yourself. Be patient with Spirit, because as you are starting these new things, so many things have to shift, right? I got an example the other day about when you put a manifestation out into the world, it's kind of like a clock that has, all of those different dials in order for things to move. And so all those dials have to be placed in a certain way. So when you put your intention out there are all these other shifts that Spirit in the universe has to make in order for you to be right there on time, right? So you can pull your time away, your own personal human time, and allow Spirit to do its work and to be patient with yourself, right? If you fall off the wagon in the next 2 weeks and you're not doing the routine in the way that you thought that you should, remember to be patient, right? Being patient is not just waiting, right? It's an allowing and a softening and a compassion within yourself to say that I surrender into this moment and whatever is, and I can just be present with the moment as it is. I can be grateful for the moment as it is. Now, I'm speaking to the choir because ain't nobody said I've been good at patience. Not at all. I would probably be much further if I were patient, but it's because of learning those lessons that I understand that it's a lack of confidence, and there's a sense of scarcity whenever we become impatient, right? And so, all things aligned, what is it that we should look for as we plant the seeds of this new moon in Leo? Three of coins. I feel like, did we get this one last month? Like 2 weeks ago? Again, as you are patient, all those who seek to align with you come together with the utmost ease, right? You're not having to do this alone. So whether that is your spirit team, but I think that this is talking about some physical teams, and I'm thinking this is talking about some monetary teams, right? So as you are thinking of different ways of creating routine for yourself, or perhaps looking at your finances in a different way, right? As you are spiritually moving up the ladder and making sure that you create space and you create patience, then the best and highest is going to come to you in form of physical people and finances that really support your efforts, that really support, again, the desires of your heart, right? I really, 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 really hope this helps. I really, 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 really hope that you are journaling. And for this last, like, 4 to 5 minutes, I'd love for you just to do an embodiment meditation with me, just through my voice. I'm going to grab a sound bowl, right? And I would love for you just to pop in some headphones if you don't have them already, and just allow yourself the space for the next 5 minutes to receive the sounds, right? There's nothing that you have to do, there's nowhere that you have to be. Just allow yourself to listen. I'm going to play, because of our reading, I am going to play this beautiful solar plexus. And I'm also going to play your crown chakra, right? So those who understand energy know that I am aligning what is your space of confidence with your higher self. All right. So taking a deep and glorious breath in, expanding your belly all the way out, and then allowing yourself to softly relax as you exhale. Again, inhaling through your belly, allowing your belly to expand, and exhaling gently and softly, allowing your shoulders to soften, your shoulder blades and your collarbone softens. And perhaps you allow yourself, if you are in a safe space, to close down the windows of your eyes and allow yourself to move into your inner space, leaving the outside world behind, and just continuing to breathe naturally. Allowing your ears to be your only guide, letting go of any expectations, softening the top of your head and your eyebrows, Perhaps you begin to feel your ears melt into your neck, down your spine, through your shoulders, softening your ribs and your rib cage. Allowing a deep breath as your belly hangs heavy. Perhaps you begin to feel your sits bones, noticing what is underneath them to support you. Feeling the contact of your body as you allow it to rest. Allowing your legs to fall heavy, your knees, your shins, your ankles, all the way down to your feet softens. And perhaps you allow a haze or a light or a cloud move from the top of your head, washing all the way down your body. Imagining this cloud collecting any and all things that do not belong to you. All the things that have made you heavy or collected in the spaces of self-doubt in your mind. Found them stuck in parts of your body. And allow that energy to be collected in this cloud or in this haze. And then watch this cloud move. And as it moves further and further away from you, it dissolves into the air, collected as stardust, and moved out into the energetic field of the universe. And as you begin to let those things go, a strong light is present in your inner heart. Allowing your true power to illuminate, excuse me, Allow yourself just to feel the illumination in the center of your heart. Allow the illumination to grow stronger and wider and brighter as it fills your entire body. And as it fills your body, it then expands beyond your skin. It begins to widen and expand throughout the room, beyond the place that you are sitting, and creates a protective barrier with you at the center. Allow yourself to imagine your body completely dissolving into this light. Every cell in your body is a part of this luminous light. In this light, the possibilities are infinite. And with a deep and final breath, feeling into your feet, into your sits bones, your heart, the center of your eyebrows, and gently allowing all of those spaces, your eyebrows, your heart, your sits bones, your feet, to connect and ground. Play this meditation as many times as you would like. If you would like to find solar plexus chakra meditations with sound bowls online, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way to strengthen your confidence, to help you be true to your own routines and disciplines with joy, um, to grow and expand the spaces of self-love that perhaps have been lacking. The solar plexus is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yellow color. You can also wear yellow if you would like. or put pieces of jewelry on that are yellow. And also, citrine is a very, very auspicious stone for your solar plexus and for Leo energy in general. All right. So, with all that, I give thanks that you have listened thus far. 30 minutes is quite a long time for a video. And I will see you in 2 more weeks for the full moon. See you soon.